This is the most excited I've been about a thrift haul in a really long time. So I went to an actual thrift store, you know, the kind with like hangers and racks, that sort of thing, for the first time in 2021. And it took me all of January, it is now like January 21st, to go back. And it's just because I love going to the Goodwill outlet, to be honest. But sometimes, every once in a while, I hear about a sale that a thrift store is having, and I try to hit those up whenever I can. So that's what I did. This thrift store was having a 50% off sale. I went and I feel like I hit the jackpot, and I'm super excited to show you what I found. And yes, I'll be keeping a few items for myself. So if you're new here, my name is Monica of Milly and Monica, and I am a full-time reseller on both Poshmark and eBay. And today's thrift haul is definitely a unique collection of items that I hope you will enjoy. So first off, this store I usually only hit up when they have 50% off sales because in my opinion they are a little too spendy, and I'll just say it was Value Village or Savers. They, depending on where you live, they kind of go by a different name, and so in my opinion, they're way too spendy, and I only shop when they have their 50% off sales. And usually I do really good on the shoes when I go. This time around, not so much. I was kind of disappointed. We'll get to what actually happened, and I feel like I hit the jackpot. So anyway, the first pair of shoes that I found, and the only pair of shoes that I found right away when I entered the store, was this pair of Harley Davidson boots. They're like motorcycle boots. They're square-toed, black leather, really good condition, black heels, and they're size 6. They have this braided detail. I, again, was super disappointed that this was like the only pair of shoes that I felt was like worth picking up at the beginning, because usually I have a full cart as soon as I go in of shoes. So I decided just to peruse the rest of the store and go through the racks of clothing, and I found some really good stuff. But at the end, after I'd been there for almost a couple hours, I decided to go back to the shoes because I saw that there was an employee who was putting out new shoes, and I was just like, you know, they have good stuff here typically. And, kid you not, I found a pair of Rothys. And now these were labeled wrong. So they look pretty small, and that's because they are relatively small, but they put them in the 5.5 like section shoe size. I don't think that the employees knew to check underneath, because they're actually a women's 7.5 Rothys, which Rothys do run a bit small, and they actually fit like a 7, which is my size. And I did try them on. They fit very nicely, and I think I'm going to keep them for now. I'm going to keep them for a little bit because I tried Rothys once, but I got the round toe, and I was just not into the overall style. It just didn't fit with me. I don't really wear flats that often, but when I do, I definitely like more of a point. So I thought, I love red, and this will probably be really fun to add to my closet this spring and summer. So I'm going to give them a try, and if I decide I really just don't like them, I will sell them in the spring. They do have some like a little bit more scuffs. Not this, maybe not this one. This one has a few more like black scuffs that I'm hoping will come out when I wash them. But overall, really good condition, and I could probably get $100 for these if I decided to sell them. But I got a great deal, and I'll just keep them for now and hold on to them. I did find another pair of Rothys right before Christmas that I do still have for sale in my closet. I think they're like a 9.5. I think they fit like a 9.5, and they're one of the more rare pairs. So if you are looking for Rothys, you could go check those out. Then also at the end, I found a couple of bags. Now normally this store like really locks up their designer bags, and I was really surprised that they just had this hanging out. So I don't know if they have new people pricing or what the situation was, because I found this really beautiful gold Coach bag. It's kind of, I think it was called the Spotlight like hobo bag. And it's just really beautiful. It doesn't have very much wear at all. I think there's like a spot here. The inside does have some discoloration. And then there's a removable like shoulder strap here. And this has like a little discoloration on the inner strap. But overall, really nice. And so I did look this bag up. It is authentic. And so happy with this find. And there's another Coach bag here, which I still need to do some work to, because it is just this leather bag, which the leather is overall really good. and has like a nice patina to it, I guess you could say. But it does have like some tarnish and some green here around the brass. And so I do need to clean that up. And so I need to get a special cleaner to do that. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use. So I guess if you have any suggestions, you could leave those down below. I'm trying to remember. I think in the past I've just used a leather wipe and it's come off pretty well, but I don't have any at the moment. So maybe just a damp rag will take it off okay, but I need to do a little bit more research into that. This is just kind of a just nice little shoulder bag, handbag, and the strap is removable. So I guess you could put a different strap on it if you wanted it to be a crossbody. And the last pair, I guess, shoes that I picked up right after the Rothys were these Steve Maddens. And they're just a cheetah print espadrille. And they have a really nice like platform. And there's the Steve Madden. They are a size 7.5. And I would say true to size because, again, I'm typically a size 7 and they are too big for me. Now, this sweater is gorgeous. I love a good grandma sweater. It truly kind of reminds me of the sweater I have on in a way because it has kind of this detailing here, little baubles. Very similar. And it's just a little bit longer line. I don't have the camera, I guess, set back as far as I should. But there is one little button at the front, so just a beautiful cardigan. It is vintage. There's the label. So I'm excited to get that listed. And then a few other chunky grandma-y vintage sweaters. So I guess I should say, if you are new here and you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of different thrift hauls and reseller related content here on my channel. So if you're interested in you know, just reselling, making money online, all of that will be kind of here on this channel. And yeah, and don't forget to hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. So this is just a really nice lighter weight style grandma sweater, and it's a little bit longer. Here is the vintage label, more of a probably like 90s style, and it doesn't feel like wool. So let's see if it says it's a size medium, made in the USA. It's not saying the fabric content, but I would say it feels more like acrylic to me. This one I think is fantastic. It appears to be handmade or hand knit. And it has these great puffy sleeves, very heavy. It is just, it was tagged extra large, like with their store tag. There is no label. There's no sign of what it, like a brand or anything like that. So I'm going to go with that extra large that they were kind of going with for this, and it is just a beautiful heavy knit cardigan. It kind of has those fisherman kind of vibe to it. So I'm excited to list this one. I think it'll do really, really well for me. It is not a wool. You can tell like it's more of a synthetic knit. So very nicely done, and I have high hopes for that doing well. It's very heavy, so I haven't decided exactly how I'll list it on eBay as far as like shipping price, but it'd probably, if you're interested in purchasing it, it'd probably be best to buy it on Poshmark with shipping. And this is another one that I'm just so excited about. I feel like I find the most unique and beautiful sweaters at this thrift store in the winter, and this one is definitely on point. So definitely a wintry kind of snowflake here, and then it has kind of green trim, mock neck. This one is wool, I would dare to say. Again, no label, but it has definitely kind of a wool feel. And I know there's like burn tests and stuff you can do. I haven't done that. Usually I can just kind of tell. This feels like it's probably a wool blend or 100% wool. Okay, and then I think this is the last sweater. And then we'll move on. This is definitely like giving me the cottagecore vibes. Another vintage sweater with the label. It is a size small, and this is acrylic wool blend. Only 10% wool though. It feels really soft in my opinion. So just a really pretty winter sweater. Okay, so accessories. I did find some accessories. I always talk about how much I love selling belts, and I truly, truly love selling belts. I feel like I went through a phase where I found so many and they were just selling like hotcakes. I do sell a lot of belts on eBay, and I've been hitting kind of a dry spell with belts and accessories. So I was excited to pick up a few at this sale. I do like picking up these like chain belts. This one specifically has like these stones in it, which is fun and unique. It doesn't have any brand or labels on it, but it is adjustable kind of chain belt. And this one here is the Limited. It's a leather belt, and it's more of a wide leather belt with this floral embroidery, a great statement piece. It is a size large. I did check both the women's and the men's belts because, which is sometimes I do forget to do that. Sometimes I forget to go to the men's belts. But this was actually a men's belt. It is a Western style. It has kind of the different designs on it. And it does have a space back here where if someone truly wanted to, they could probably stamp a name in there. So that's a fun piece. And this one is Chico's. It is adjustable, so the back piece here adjusts, and it's a size small, so croc embossed. And another kind of Western belt. This again was in the men's section. I think there's eagles on it. Yeah. So where I live in Minnesota, I often see eagles actually. There's a few that must have nests around here because I see them flying regularly, and they're just so majestic. My husband thinks it's hilarious when I use that word. I use it maybe too much, but I don't think I've said it very much here on this channel, so I think it's fair for me to use it today. All right, this is the last belt, and then I'll move on to one of my favorite pieces that I truly, truly was just enamored by. So anyways, this is a red leather belt, vintage, with these studs on them, I guess, or gold plates or whatever they are, but just a nice little piece. And then, okay, so I did pick up a few jackets. Now, again, this is kind of a spendy store, and they love to price up their leather pieces and their jackets specifically. So sometimes I just don't look at those pieces altogether because I'm not about to spend like $70 on a jacket. But it was half off, so I decided to take a peek and decided to pay up a little bit for this gorgeous piece. And there's no way I'm going to be able to show you the whole thing. But it is a size extra large. It is a full-length suede faux fur lined long penny lane jacket. And it is just the most beautiful thing. You can definitely go to my closet and see pictures. Probably by the end of the weekend I'll have it listed. I do have it photographed and all of that, but I don't have it listed yet. So a lot of these pieces are not quite listed yet, but most all of them, except for the sweaters, are photographed. So they'll probably all be listed by next week for sure. If you're watching right after I post this, just be patient with me. You can let me know if you're looking for anything down below, and I will get them listed ASAP. But this is so beautiful. What I really love about it and when I picked it up was actually this trim here. This is such a unique design and just great addition overall. The suede is in excellent condition. It has pockets, and just the bottom. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. So this particular style, I found a few similar ones that have some great comps on Poshmark. I'm sure on Etsy they're even better because I feel like on Etsy things just go for more in general. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Again, this is a really heavy piece, so I'm not sure what I'll do with shipping on eBay for that piece. I might just do, what I would like to do is maybe just ground ship because it's going to be probably around 5 pounds. We'll see. I'm not so concerned about that right now, but back to the comps. There are some incredible comps out there from, you know, $100 to $200 for pieces like this, just because they are kind of difficult to come across in really good condition. I mean, in my opinion, you know, there's a little bit of like kind of matting here, but it's still really good for a faux fur, and the suede is in incredible condition. So excited to get that listed. This was another piece that I just love so much, and it is a reversible, like Teddy style lightweight jacket, and it has this moose and like tree mountain scene on it, and it's hooded, and it has these toggle buttons here that are reversible. It's fully reversible. So It's a longer line, again, kind of oversized. It is tag size medium, but it is pretty boxy. And then on the inside, so the label was very well hidden. So on the inside, the pockets are more this style. On the front, the label was in the inside pocket. So it is Alpine Studio, I believe. Alpine Studio. There we go. And it is tag size medium. I feel like it would definitely fit a large. Gorgeous. And the last jacket, whew, this baby's heavy. I'm getting sweaty. Okay, is another vintage piece. I'm going to button this up, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier to view. Oh, maybe. Okay, pop in tags while I'm at it. This does button, I promise. I'm just struggling to figure out how. Okay, wrong way. Alrighty, so this beautiful vintage jacket. It is a union made piece. It is wool. It has a real fur collar, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The collar is a little split right here, but in my opinion, it's not truly a deal breaker. And actually, I think it could very easily be sewn back together because there's the backing is not split. So it's just the front here. It could be stitched back together pretty easily. So that is really beautiful, and it's incredibly heavy. So here we are, longer line, and it has front pockets. I would say it fits mostly like a medium. It's supposed to fit boxy and big, but it's too big for me, but not by that much. So I would go with a size medium. Here is the vintage label, and it does say 100% wool there. So a really gorgeous piece. I'm gonna go with probably 60s vintage. Whew. It is just so heavy. Anyways, I'm just in love with that. Okay. And another jacket, I guess this is a lighter weight jacket, is this vintage Wranglers. It's a men's 70s denim jacket. It's a men's 42. I think it would fit a women's large, extra large pretty well. And I've actually sold the same exact jacket, I think, in maybe a different size. I'd have to go back and look. Definitely one very similar. It does have that pointy 70s collar and very nice condition. Okay, some jeans, and then we'll wrap her up. All right, so this pair has me stumped. It's actually a pair of like overalls. I'm stumped because originally I thought maybe it was vintage. I definitely don't think it is. So it is a jumpsuit, like overall jumpsuit, however you want to go. And they're kind of a cropped leg. It definitely is giving me retro vintage vibes. There's no real label. There's just the size tag, and it says size medium. I don't know why I originally thought it's vintage. Now, like, the more I look at it, the more I'm pretty sure it's not. Like, the material's got some stretch to it. It does have a metal zipper. The overall construction of it, like, I'm just confused. But it looks too modern. Like, the sleeves, these, like, ruffled sleeves, it just, like, reminds me of something by And Other Stories or some other very modern brands. But maybe it was a sample for something. I don't know. I'm so confused by this piece because it does have a vintage feel, but even with, like, this back detail, like, screams modern. So I don't know. I need to do more research on this piece just because I'm very confused. And the reason I want to do more research is because if it actually was vintage, I think it'd be worth a lot more. If it was modern, it's still really cute, and I think it could still go for a decent amount, probably 40, maybe 50, just because of the style with these ruffled front panels and the back lace-up detail. I am just confused. I have sold a vintage, like fully vintage, like long sleeve denim jumpsuit with flare legs, I think for around that $100 or maybe a little over $100 mark. So vintage jumpsuits and overalls can be really good finds, but that is still kind of a mystery to me. So I might have to reach out to my friend Carrie at Carnet Creative to pick her brain because it's just strange. Okay, this is definitely vintage Tommy or Y2K Tommy, because look at these legs. This is kind of like a like a boot cut leg with the option to kind of go more flared if you unbutton these buttons here. More of a mid-rise. They do have a 9-inch rise. Their tag size juniors 7, and I would say they probably fit like a 4, 6, depending on, you know, they are 100% cotton. So if you're more on the hippie side, you might need to size down. So, okay. This definitely got giving those, again, retro flare vibes. But this is a 7 for All Mankind. They're size 24. They're a little bit more of a high rise, but then a super bell bottom leg. They're actually called the bell bottom. And I haven't picked up 7 fam in quite a while, but I found that in the past, usually the really flared legs do decently well, but it's a pretty small size, so we'll see. And then we have a pair of American Eagle. They're size 12 long or tall, and they're the super high rise skinny jegging jean. I do love a good pair of American Eagle jeans that are high rise. And then I was really excited about these because I owned this pair of overalls by Madewell, but they don't have a size, and I didn't realize that till I got home. So they're the Madewell like black overalls, and I'm guessing they're a size between size 30 and 32-ish. I have my measurements, and I need to go into Poshmark and maybe compare them to other people's measurements if people have them, to try to figure out the sizing on these, because I just don't know. They're such a flattering, I know the black's kind of washed, like can't really see, but they're one of my favorite pair of overalls that I own for myself personally. I had received them in a thread-up denim box, and I kept them, and I just love them so much. So I really hope I can figure out a size on that, because I know someone will also love them. And then I have a couple pairs of vintage high-rise mom jeans. I had a couple more pairs, but I've already photographed them and put them away. So we have this pair of dark forest green high-rise mom jeans. These are Marona, so like vintage Target jeans, actually. And they're size 14 petite. And they got the tapered leg. And then the last pair here, so is another pair of like high-rise mom jeans, that really high inseam and then tapered throughout the leg, and I believe these are a size 10. So yeah, there we go. That is the haul. Let me know what your favorite piece was down below. I am really excited to get these items up and listed, because this is the most fun I think I've had thrifting in quite a while. So if you've been out and about and finding fun stuff, let me know. And of course, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.